much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the man, the legend, David Crane, DJ Richter.
Thank you, please remain standing. It's all good.
Okay, Bill, I'm very lucky. Bill's given me 3 questions to kick off the Q&A. So, think of your questions when you're queuing up. Firstly, Bill, thank you very much for being in Dubai. It's your first time in Dubai. How do you feel about it so far?
The word I can only think of is astonishing. Yeah. Crew for astonishment.
Yeah, exactly. They're astounded themselves. We've got a captain on the bridge, everyone. Talking of captains, you did a documentary called The Captains. Has anyone seen it? That was it was a brilliant documentary. How did you feel when you were making that?
Well, making a documentary is like following the path of something that is mysterious and you're wondering how it will end. So it's following a story, but you don't know how the story is going to end. And there's an excitement about that. Of course, it could not end at all. It could be boring, and that's the chance you take. But this documentary, I've made 10 documentaries now, and they become more and more a fascination of how the story evolves and how it ends. Does that answer your question?
That totally answers my question.
Then why are you looking at me quizzically?
Because I adore you.
Okay.
It's a man crush. So my second question, you are an avid tweeter. You live tweet programs constantly.
Yes.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Flash.
Yes.
Supernatural.
Yes.
100? The 100?
What's 100?
She's just shouting out numbers.
Oh, yes, yes. Indeed, 100. Look how you're treated here. You've got these
It's not San
incredible
Diego.
chairs. I mean, you might just stay there for the whole afternoon. It's so comfortable. Yeah, I can have your chair?
We've actually got the
We got
cheap
chairs
one.
of our own,
These are
but
the
yours
cheap
look more
ones.
comfortable. I'm going to sit now.
Oh,
Okay.
sit.
Or we're going to continue to talk? Good.
Yeah. And last question. You do a lot of work with charities. You have a horse charity, is that right?
I do a lot of work for charity, yes. You want me to continue?
Yeah, I want to know about your horse, you're very passionate about
you know, it's a gift to have the publicity, really, to become a celebrity. It's a gift. And that's a result of people putting your name in the newspaper or things you're doing or advertised. And suddenly people recognize you and they become interested in you and you're suddenly a celebrity. It's helpful to be a celebrity, be popular if you're an actor, because then people put you into movies and television and things like that because they think that the people who made you a celebrity will come to the theater or come to the movie or watch the television show. So that's valuable. But there's another value to being a celebrity, and that is you can interest people in efforts to help other people. You can coalesce, you can be the chrysalis behind efforts to help people. So what I discovered was 30 years ago, a horse show was dying. The people who were running the horse show said, we've had enough. And they were giving, the money they got from the profit they made from the horse show, they were giving to a hospital in Los Angeles. But now the ladies were tired, they were quitting. And I thought, how difficult could it be to put on a horse show? I'll do that. And I'll start a charity. Well, it's very difficult to put on a horse show. So what I did was I farmed the horse show part to a horse show manager. So this guy is, I don't know, I'm sure he's making money, and otherwise he wouldn't, but I don't know how much, I don't care. Because what I was able to do was get, I do an ad in the United States for Priceline.com. Oh, for astonishment, oh, for Priceline, it's good.
It's the same woman.
Same woman, yeah. Somebody's pinching her, she goes, oh. So I do this ad, and I've been doing an ad for Priceline for years now. It's just gone on. And Priceline, the company, and I have really bonded. We're really, I'm sort of in there. So I asked them to sponsor. That means give me money to give, and these are children's charities. I asked them to sponsor me, and they did. They gave me a lot of money to give to the kids. Then I'd forgotten how I got a bank, but the bank's name is Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo gave me money for the children. So now, as a result of being a celebrity, I was able to get money from Priceline, money from Wells Fargo, and then maybe 20 other, those were the major sponsors, but 20 other places that gave me money for children, for the charity. Suddenly, because I'm a celebrity, I was getting money to give. What a benefit. Then I thought, I'll put on a party. The horse show would be for 5 days, including a weekend. So that Saturday night of the weekend, the last weekend in April, for the last 30 years, I thought I'd put on a party, and I would use my connections with people I know to bring an entertainer in for free. They'd give me the entertainment, and that's their donation. So I had become friends with Brad Paisley, the Western country singer. She didn't do it, you did it. And Brad Paisley, the guy ran from pinching her to pinching her. There's a madman in our midst here. A pincher, a Doberman. You gotta find Doberman, the Doberman pincher. That's the way my mind works. It's called association. And I'm associated with you, and I'm not sure I like that. Okay. So Brad donated. He wins country music awards all the time. So Brad donated his services that first time, years and years ago. And ever since then, I've been able to get country music stars of the top rank to come to this small charity in Los Angeles. People pay quite a good sum of money for the 500 seats that I have. 500 seats. And these names, Winona Judd was last there. Do you know REO Speedwagon? You know the group?
Yeah.
They're coming this year. REO Speedwagon is coming to entertain for 500 people because I asked them. So this gift of being a celebrity, I've been able to transform into a gift for children in need. Children in need. There's a children's hospital in Los Angeles that takes care of kids free of charge. The house, Hope Hospital, cancer kids, free of charge. Money that I and the people who give me the money have given to them, and of course so many other people. But in some small way, the celebrity that you have made me is paying off to helping children who are desperately in need.
Brilliant. I know that there's a lot of people who want to ask you questions, so if you start making a queue here, please, at the microphone, for people that want to ask Bill Shatner questions. We will come to you. We'll keep your questions nice and short because I think we're going to have a lot of people here. And can people, I know you have auctions on Twitter, that you do auctions of all lots of stuff that people send you. Misha Collins.
Horseshow.org. Go to horseshow.org if what I've said interests you, and there's innumerable items that are on silent auction, that the money eventually will go to help a child, and you'll get something for
There
it.
you go, horseshow.org.
Horseshow.org.
Horseshow.org. Ready? Oh, we have our first question, I think. Hello?
Are you the guy that pinched those girls? How did I come up? My signature what? Staccato voice. So one day, I'm directing a half-hour horror film. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Half-hour horror thing on television. And what's his name who does an imitation of me? Kevin Pollak. How did you know that?
I'm a fan.
Unbelievable. I thought, oh gee, in front of all these people, I can't remember the guy's name. Kevin Pollak. So Kevin Pollak is a comic who I accuse of making his career of imitating me. But it's amazing how many stand-up comics were or wanted to be an actor. See, that is beautiful. And it interferes with my answer about Kevin Pollak because she's so cute and sweet, and you don't want her standing there. She's just a child, right?
She's actually wonderful.
So here's what I'm gonna do. You have to help me remember this. I'm gonna answer the voice, the voice, the imitation, Kevin Pollak, but I'm gonna get her question. So I'll combine, I'll do a jazz thing of combining two themes. Okay, so what's your question?
What was your favorite alien in Star Trek?
What was my favorite alien in Star Trek? Great. Now, I'll answer that. You should go sit down because the answer is going to be intricate. And sit down and be careful. That guy with the beard may pinch you. So, my favorite alien was Kevin Pollak. Okay, his favorite alien. So Kevin Pollak made a career of imitating me. But he was also an actor. And he was a very good actor. He was in a film. No, not Schwarzenegger. He was in Usual Suspects. Who said that? Fantastic. So Kevin Pollak was brilliant in a film called The Usual Suspects. And I had remembered him, so I remembered him as being a good dramatic actor, but also he was very funny. So we called him to cast him in the role. And I had lunch with him to see if he was, you know, if he had anything else but imitating me. And he was very funny. And finally the lunch ended by both of us doing an imitation of me. He said, I do a better imitation of you than you do. And I said, that's impossible. Otherwise, you'd be me. So it was very funny, and he was very successful in the thing I directed him. But that imitation made me think of how did that develop? I mean, I don't sound like that now, do I? I don't sound like that, do I? So I can do it now, but I couldn't before. What I do remember of that voice was I couldn't remember the next words. There were 10 pages of dialogue that I had to remember. And so I'd be thinking, what's the next line? And that was the way that, I mean, it's huge doing how many years? 3 years of 10 pages of dialogue a day. That's a lot of stuff. So I'd be remembering it while I was talking. And I was able to respond to my favorite alien, who was the Gorn. Okay? So, I'd say to the Gorn, what's your problem? You know, and the Gorn would answer, I want to kill you, or something like that. So that was my favorite alien, the Gorn. Okay?
Okay,
That wasn't quite as jazzy as I thought it might be.
We can have our next
You
question
take
coming
a,
up.